if we know nothing else, we know that Martell knows how to push Melody's button. Let's get into this review, guys. So we are reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 2, Episode 12, titled Martelling It Like It Is. So, I didn't introduce myself, I'm sorry. I'm so used to... So, my name is Georgia. Thank you for visiting my channel. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. As you can see, Lily is still here. If you watched the last video with episode 11, I already told you who Lily is. She's still sitting here. It's a snowy day outside. She usually likes to run out and roam the neighborhood and come back, but it's snowing outside, so she's not going out. So let's get into this review of Season 2, Episode 12 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, in episode 11, we left off where Martell and Melody were arguing in the kitchen because Melody told Martell you need to leave the house, and he's not leaving. But now we get into episode 12. We start off with Maurice and Marceau. They are visiting a parcel of land that they've purchased for the family. Well, I shouldn't say parcel because 10 acres is a lot of land. So they bought 10 acres of land together. The whole family have bought into it. So as to Maurice, he says, listen, we want to be able to leave generational wealth for our children. We need to start them off right. We want to know that we are on this earth to make a difference. And so far, I want us to come together and all live on this land, build our houses. Of course, 10 acres is a lot. You could build as many houses as you want to. I'm not sure how many siblings are involved in this. I remember that they have a sister. I know they have a sister. It's Maurice, Marceau, and their sister as far as we're introduced on the show. So I don't know if there's anybody else that's involved. So they went to this land to go visit it, and they're starting to clear the land. So they brought Marceau brought his son MJ, I think we're introduced to him as. And then we have Maurice with Monster. So they all went to go and visit the land and start to help clearing off. And as you remember, Marceau owns a commercial development company. So he's there with his sons. He's trying to talk to them. But as you know, kids, they're not into anything like this at this point. They'll get to appreciate, understand, and love the fact that their parents did this for them when they get older. That's when they'll understand. So right now they're just surveying the land, taking down a couple of trees because they have some equipment on there to pull it down. I think they have a backhoe or something else. Well, you guys know, whoever know equipment know, but they're starting to clear the land. And then Marceau asks Maurice, we need to talk to whoever is in the family and make sure that they want to be a part of this. And I think the person that he was referring to specifically was Kimmi, because as you know, Kimmi and Maurice are husband and wife. Maurice said he likes the house that he's in right now, but you know, this will be for the family, and I don't think Kimmi is quite on board just yet, but we'll get to find out a little bit more later on down in the review. So then we leave them there, and then we have Melody and Destiny. Like I told you, Melody came back to Huntsville and told Martell, you need to leave the house. Martell say, I'm not going anywhere. So Melody decides to move out. And her real estate person happens to be Destiny. So Destiny wears a lot of hats. As you guys know, she owns a beauty supply store with a salon attached. And she's also a real estate salesperson or broker, I'm not sure, but she met Melody at a house, and Melody likes the fact that it's big enough for everyone. All the kids have their own room, so therefore she's gonna move out and leave leave Martell in that house, and she's moving into a different house with her kids. As you know, they still have the custody agreement, which they find out later on that they came up with on their own. It wasn't brought to them through an attorney or courts or anything. They came up with that custody agreement on their own. So 2 weeks out of the month, Martell have the kids. Next 2 weeks, Melody have the kids. All right, so she shows Melody the house. Melody falls in love with it, and she's like, all right, let's sign the contract. Melody also gives her an update as to what happened when So Melody gives Destiny an update as to what happened when she asked Martell to leave the house. Okay, so she signs the contract. Yes, she's gonna move in, and then we move on to see Latisha visit Kimmi at home. Latisha visits Kimmi at home. Kimmi goes in to tell us a little bit about what it means to be an essential worker in this time, in this situation that we are all in. And Latisha is just happy to be out of the house and able to visit with her friend. But the discussion gets a little bit interesting as we go along. So Latisha talks to Kimmi about the responsibilities of being a home, and like Kimmi mentions to her, she's like, remember, Maurice is like his brother Marceau. He believes that a woman is responsible for to take care of the house, cook, wash dishes, and all of that. And then Latisha goes in to tell her that that Marceau has been a little bit more helpful around the house. He's loading the dishwasher, he's doing his own laundry and stuff like that. But according to Kimmi, from what she's saying, even though she's an essential worker, she's a nurse, she goes in, she has to do a full shift. How long a full usually being at the time that we are in, those shifts are extended. It could be up to 36 hours per shift or whatever, and she still has to come home and do stuff around the house. That's not good, Maurice. If that's the case, that you have Kimmi doing that, that's not right. You can't expect her to go in and take care of patients and then come home and still have to do everything around the house. You and the boys need to chip in and get things done. Hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully things has changed since all of this is going on. As you guys know, I can't use the words so because it'll get demonetized. So that's why I keep saying the situation. So hopefully things has changed. And thank you again, Kimmi, for all your work, all the essential workers out there. Thank you for everything that you do. All right, so they talk about the property, and I think Latisha came over just to find out where Kimmi's head was at, and to find out if she wanted to be part of what's called Scott Manor, the 10 acres that they purchased. And Kimmi basically told her, listen, I don't want to be nowhere near all of that. I like my space. I like my quiet time. I like my time with my just being by myself. So therefore, no, I'm not interested. So I guess she told her that so she could go back and tell Marceau. All right, so they leave the talking about the property at that because Kimmi already told her I'm not interested. So now Tisha brings up the fact that she doesn't feel like Kimmi is being a loyal, true sister to her. And I remember that back in episode 10 when Tisha tried to bring Kimmi into the room with her and Melody talking and try to get Kimmi to be on her side. And Kimmi basically told her, listen, if you're in the wrong, I'm going to let you know you're in the wrong. I'm not going to side with you if it doesn't make sense. So here we go again with the same conversation. And Kimmi told her, like, you're hurting my feelings telling me that you don't think I'm a loyal sister to you, that you don't feel like I'm in your corner. And she's like, I've done everything that I can, in my opinion, to be loyal to you as a sister. So if that's the way you feel, then I'm sorry about that. Now we have Melody, her packing day. She's packing to move out. And we see her dragging some boxes across the floor. Bell rings and her mom comes over. And they go into talking. And I guess Melody hadn't told her mom the fact that Martell told Melody that, listen, I want sole custody of the kids. So of course her mom wasn't happy with that. And found that Martell was really out of place for saying that. And I think that he's really out of place for saying that. Because even his friend told him later on, everybody knows children belong with their mother. They need that nurturing or whatever. And Martell was like, okay, I'm jumping scenes. I'll come back to that. But she spoke to her mom about it. And her mom told her that she feels that what she's doing as far as moving out is a great idea. So continue doing it. And Melody in her confessional said the fact that she got approval from her mother as far as what she's doing and the moves that she's making, it gives her a little bit more fire to move forward and get everything done that she wants. Okay, then we leave her there, and then we have Martell at the office, and he's waiting for his real estate broker to come over and talk to him. And we find out that there was a deal that was happening before the situation happened, and they had to slow it down a little bit. And remember, during the situation now, we have Martell and Melody's personal life coming to light. Even though we saw some of it on the show, we're seeing a lot more in the media, and it's getting messy as the day go by. So according to his real estate broker, the people who wanted to work on this big deal with him are deciding that maybe it's not such a good idea. Of course, Martell got upset. He's like, well, nothing is written in stone. We still have a chance to work through it. And the reason that they're not wanting to move forward is because of the messy, everything that's going on in the media. That's so messy. So Martell was kind of upset. He even put the real estate brokers cheating in the limelight, because at one point he said to the broker, so how did you deal with your cheating? This is Martell. He's just dropping dime on everybody. He don't give a shit. He's like, listen, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody down with me. And the broker basically said, listen, my wife and I worked it out. We're in a good place now, and we're just working through it. And Martell goes to tell the broker, listen, I told Melody I want full custody of the kids. And he was like, man, what are you doing? You can't do that. We all know that children belong with their mother. He's like, well, I'm an exceptional father. I'm not the typical father. I'm very involved in my kids' life, and I want full custody of my children. And his real estate broker, who's his friend, I'm assuming, for being able to advise him like that, is telling him, man, leave it alone. Leave the kids with their mother, and then work out an amicable visitation or agreement in order to see your kids. But don't try to take their kids from their mom. And Martell was hell-bent on it. He's like, I'm going after my kids. I want my kids to live with me. All right. We leave it at that. Now we go over and we visit with Marceau and Tisha. And where are they? Oh, yeah, they're in the office. They're in their office space that they're building. And we see the door open, and we see Tisha's mother coming. Miss Wanda is in the scene. Finally, she is back in the scene. And apparently she doesn't live in Huntsville. And she just popped up. So they were like, what are you doing here? She's like, well, I'm here to do some banking, and I just needed to get out of, I forgot what she said. And she's like, I figured I'd just stop by and visit with you guys. When she came in the door, Marceau got up. He's like, I don't feel safe right now. So he goes in into the back room. And he puts on the rubber gloves, and he puts on a mask, and he comes back and try to shake her hand. This one was like, the situation is around. We're not about to get into that now. Then after visiting for a little while, Miss Wanda starts gossiping about Melody and Martell. And Marceau said to her, listen, aren't you wearing a ring? So we found out a little bit more about Wanda. We find out that she is married. She's been separated from her husband for 5 years, and now she is dating somebody new. So Marceau is like, you're being a hypocrite. How can you be talking about these people, yet you're cheating on your husband? She was like, listen, I may be separated. I may still be married. I'm separated, but Miss Wanda got needs. I'm like, oh my God, no, she didn't. So Marceau is like, do not come in here and pass judgment on anybody when you're the one, you're having indiscretions with people, or something to that effect, he said. And she still kept going and trying to gossip. And they were like, listen, we're not here to do this. We just concerned about our lives and making our lives more better. And this is Tisha talking to her mom. And she's like, we're not going to get into this gossiping situation. So that was it. We left it there. 2 more scenes, and then we're through this review. Now we have Marceau and, not Marceau. We have Maurice and Kimmi. Pardon the interruption. As you can see, Lily is no longer behind me. She started acting up. She wanted a snack, so she has to go. She's over there eating her snack. She's in the kitchen eating her snack. Okay, so where was I? Now we have Maurice and Kimmi. Maurice and Kimmi are at their new office space. So again, like I told you, Maurice has passed the bar, so he's now an attorney. So he wanted an office space for his law office, and also to share it with Kimmi, because as you know, she does real estate on the side. And also Kimmy's son, Jalen, I believe his name is. We already know that Jalen wants to get into the business of property development, property management. So they also got him an office in the space. So Kimmi and Maurice are in the space, getting it prepared, moving along, and they get to talking. So Maurice brings it up to Kimmi again about Scott Manor. Are you willing for us to build a house on the property that was purchased? You want to think about it. And she's like, I already told you, I am not interested in it. I am happy in the house that I'm in. I don't want to be that close to the Scott's family. She didn't say it in such a way. She was like, I'm happy where I am. I don't need to be part of this project. I'm really not interested in it. And she's like, on set, and another thing, you're spending too much money on this office. We're going over the budget. Maurice is like, I like nice things. She's like, not because you like it, that means you have to have it. She's like, work within the budget and so on and so forth. So she's like, I'm thinking about our future down the line, about how much money we're going to have. And you're basically spending too much. So this is Kimmi telling Maurice that he's spending too much money. So now they're finished talking about Scott's Manor, finished talking about the office, and Kimmi brings up the fact that Jalen, she's about to have a party for Jalen because he graduated from college, and she wants to celebrate the fact that he got his college degree and whatever. But about the guest list, she is not too sure about who to invite, because she doesn't want to offend certain people, because she's friends with everyone still. So she don't know if she wants to invite Martell and Melody or whatever, but she said something she would have to work out. Now they get into talking about Jalen and his career aspirations. So as I mentioned before, Jalen graduated college, and he wants to be a project manager, project developer. And to Maurice's point, he tells Kimmi, listen, how is he going to focus on what he really wants to do out of life if he is stuck working a job? So Kimmi was like, okay, yes, he wants to be an entrepreneur, but he's going to have to know or practice work ethic in order to get to where he needs to be. She's like, we've met too many people in our lives that don't have proper work ethic, and you see where they are now. So Maurice was like, but he's not spending any time going after his dream. And Kimmi basically tell him, listen, he needs work to learn work ethics, so let him stay in his job until he could get into what he really wants to do. As you guys remember, a few episodes ago, Jalen did approach Marceau about, Marceau being his mentor, and Marceau told him at that point that he really doesn't not really have time, but he doesn't have any space to work for him, which it would be, he wouldn't be paying for anything, as far as he wouldn't be on a salary or anything. He's just spending time working with Marceau whenever he had time. And Marceau was like, sorry, I can't help you right now. I don't have any space for you. So that's one way for him to get to learn the business. And as I mentioned in that review of that episode, this is why other cultures, they actually make sure that they create a job for their children or their family member. They make sure that they guide them in the right direction. And I thought that was a great idea that Jalen approached Marceau, but Marceau shot him down. So he needs a way in, and that would have been it for him. So maybe if Marceau can't help him, and if Martell has the room, Martell can help mentor Jalen. And that's what the town hall meeting was about in the last episode, where they wanted to connect successful business owners with young people who are looking a way in to learn in the business. So for Marceau to shoot down his own nephew by marriage, yes, but to shoot down his own nephew, that wasn't a good look at all. So maybe he'll have a change of mind and bring him around, but it just seems like he didn't want the kid around, in my opinion. That's what I think. I don't try to be harsh when I'm doing my review, so I try to weigh my words and watch what I'm saying, but I just think he was being really mean to the kid and just didn't want him around. And I think Kimmi felt that way too. So I don't know. Let's not even go into that. Let's hopefully that in future episodes and in future reviews that we'll see that Jalen is able to get a foot in the door to actually move forward with what he wants to do. All right, but at that discussion, it kind of got heated. Kimmi was not backing down, neither was Maurice, but finally she was like, that's it, enough, no more, don't talk about it no more. So Maurice backed off. As we know, it's not Maurice's child, so I'm guessing Kimmi is using that to say, listen, I'm his mother, I know what's best for him, let me take my child in the direction that he needs to go. So that was that. All right, now we have the last scene of this episode. We have Melody in her new house with her kids. They're outside just enjoying the day, playing a little bit of basketball, you know, just having some fun time outside of the house. And here comes Martell. Martell just shows up unannounced. According to Melanie, she's like, listen, we're still in the same city because we have children together. I need him to know my address and where we are, but he can't just be showing up unannounced, which is exactly what Martell did. You just see him walking up the driveway. Hey, everybody, Daddy's here. So Martell comes down and he asks the kids to please go inside for a second so he could talk to their mom. Somehow he gets into an argument where he pulls out that Melody was sleeping around with so and so. He has proof of it. He could show it to her or whatever on her phone. He gets in her, not really gets in her face, but he starts to push her buttons. Like I said at the top of this review, he knows exactly what to say to get her riled up. And as you know, Melody is a hot head. You say something she don't like, she's coming at you, screaming, whatever. And Martell is just standing there with his pocket and just saying the trigger words that he know is gonna get her riled up. Eventually, the producers had to step in and ask them to calm down, because they're getting loud in the neighborhood. I'm sure neighbors would at this point peeking out their window, because I definitely would be. You arguing down the block? I need to know what's happening. So I'm sure neighbors were looking out the window wondering what on earth is going on in my neighborhood. This new lady just moved in and all of this drama is happening already. So producers stepped in, asked them to stop. Martell wouldn't stop. Melody kept going in. Finally, the producer got Melody to go inside and Martell leaves. But at the end of the episode, even though all of that happened, I could finally tell that Melody was over it and he was not going to get under her skin anymore. Based on what she said in the confessional. I don't know word for word. I actually can't remember it. But just the overall mood of everything or overall feel of everything that she said. Melody is done. And Martell will not be able to get under her skin and get to her anymore. So that, and again, remember, I told you in the last review, the kids were in the other room hearing. Now you hear your parents outside in the driveway arguing on the top of their voices. Keep the kids in mind when you're doing these. Martell, stop popping up at Melody's house because you know it's going to get on. You don't care about your kids. Yes, that's what she said about in the confessional. She said Martell only cares about himself. The fact that he's just popping up at the house and not calling before he comes, the fact that his children are around and hearing all that, and he only cares about himself. And Melody's like, no more, I've had it. I have to make sure I protect myself and protect my children. As far as Martell and his manipulative ways, and which he is a good manipulator. So kudos to you, Melody. We actually see that you are not really evolving, because you're a bad girl. You know what you got this. But the fact that you are stepping out away from him and not allowing him to get to you as much as he did before. So that is my review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 2, Episode 12, titled Martelling It Like It Is. So if you like this review, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. And until next time, guys, take care of yourselves and your family. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.